Hey guys, I have gotten so many requests to film this video that I wanted to sit down and film it quickly for you today. I basically just want to share my organization tips, how I study for school, and also some organization on how I stay organized with just like notes and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I just want to share my tips with you guys because I feel like I have a good grasp on how to stay organized and study efficiently. So the first thing that you definitely need is a planner. I have showed this in my back to school school supplies haul, and I will leave that video linked down below. But I got this planner from Target, and I think a cute planner is definitely essential. I like to color code my classes too, so here I put English in blue, I put math in pink, and science in purple. That really helps me out if I just glance at my agenda and I get to see just what assignments I have if I just quickly look at it. And also if I have like any tests or anything, I usually highlight those just because those are more important and I want those to stand out for me more. I also have a job since I'm in school, so I will typically just write my work schedule at the bottom of the day, and that's just always where I've written it, so it just helps me to remember like where I find that. Also, if I have any video ideas, I will just put them on a sticky note and stick them in the week. So for this week, I want to film some more back to school videos, an empties video, and maybe an outfit of the day. My next essential is a folder. I actually got this also in my back to school haul, and I got this from Walmart if you guys are wondering, but this is just a really cheap folder. And what I like to do with these is I will just stick them in my backpack, and if I have any papers that I need to turn in the next day or assignments or anything like that, I will put them in this folder. If I put in my binder, I will typically lose it or it will get lost in all of the papers that I have in there because I have my binder stuffed to the max. I also like to keep my syllabus in here and just anything like that, any important paperwork that I need to remember where it is, I will just keep in a folder like this. So I just quickly wanted to mention that, and I feel like that is a way for me to just keep all the important documents all in one place so I don't lose them. The next tip that I have is get a nice binder. I DIY'd some binders for my semester that I'm currently in, so if you guys missed that video, I will leave it linked down below. But for my syllabus, whenever I get this, they usually give this to us the first day of class, I like to go through and highlight. Highlighters are my best friend, especially in nursing school, but highlighters are definitely good for anybody. I will highlight my exams in one color, so here I did pink. I will also highlight in a different color, which I chose orange, my homework assignments that are due that day, and then in blue I just highlighted any reading that I needed to get done, and then this is just like other stuff that we had to worry about. But I will typically just use a different colored highlighter for different things such as like homework, tests, and readings, and if you have any like quizzes or anything like that, you can also use a different color to highlight those. But I just like doing this because I feel like when I go to look at the week, so for example right here it says week 2, I can see like, oh, I only have that due. So it's just really easy if you just want to glance at it and keep everything organized. And I also cross off the days here on the side whenever we are done with that week, so I don't get confused and think that I need to do something when I really don't. So that's what I do with my syllabus. And as for my notebooks, which this is one of my ones from last semester as well, I will just kind of show you guys quickly how I do this. And okay, there's a lot of writing in here, but what I will do is I will typically just, if I'm writing notes, I will put the chapter right here, and then I will like draw a box around it and highlight the box so I can see what chapter I'm on, so I can quickly just glance through my notes and, oh, I need to go study chapter 42, and there it is. I will also put the name of the chapter right beside it, just so when I'm going through my notes, I can see what the chapter is and if I need to review that more or anything like that. If I have any notes under it, I will typically use bullet points, or I will underline it in a bright color just so it stands out more. For my notes, I just really like to use bright colors because I like things to stand out. So here again, I just drew a box around the chapter, and then I wrote the chapter name right across from that, and then I just used different colors to section off different parts of my notes. I think this is probably one of the best organization tips that I have and that I kind of came up with myself. So when you get notes, for example, like this, it has chapter 18. I will print out the notes, and I like to print them out so it's in kind of this format, so you have this space on the side to kind of write notes and just point out things to yourself. I love this concept. Okay, so I would just take a sticky note and I would write what the chapter is. So I'd write chapter 18, androgenic drugs, and then I would just put the sticky note on there. So as you can see along the side, I can just flip to whatever chapter of notes that I need to see. So you can see all the chapters here on the side, and if you want to quickly go to something, you can just pull on that tab and there's the chapter. So I kind of want to think it's kind of an ingenious idea, but I don't feel like I'm the first one that's come up with that. But this has worked really well for me just because we have so many notes and so many PowerPoints that if I didn't do this, I would sit here and be flipping through my pages for like an hour. So I feel like that's just the best tips that I have, is just to buy a highlighter because they are such an essential for me, and especially in nursing school, I don't know how I would live my life without one. So that is basically how I stay organized with all of my notes and with my life, with the planner and stuff like that. As for study tips, I highly suggest studying with friends. I do this all the time. If we have a big test coming up, we will get to school a couple of hours early and study the morning of. And if it's a little bit of a harder test, then we'll actually study a couple days in advance. We'll just stay after class and study for a few hours so we can kind of talk it out and get each other's ideas and throw around different concepts. And if somebody doesn't understand something, then the other person can explain it to them. So I feel like that's a good tip. Also, don't have your phone right beside you and on and like be texting your boyfriend or something like that. Make sure you just stay off of social media. That can definitely be a distraction. I just typically don't even touch my phone when I'm studying. I just like to be in the zone. If you guys have any study tips that work for you, make sure you leave them in the comments down below so other people can see those and that can benefit them and help them out with school. But I feel like I'm rambling now, so I will just end this video. If I can think of anything else that is significant enough for another video, I will do a part 2 of this. But honestly, I think that is everything that I do. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. If you guys did enjoy this one, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I will have my last video linked at the end of this video, so if you guys missed that, you can check that out, and it will also be linked in the description box, as well as all of my social media. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye. And this class was really intense. If you guys follow my Twitter at all, you probably kind of got that from my Twitter.
If you want it, take it. I should have said it before.